So thanks everybody for coming. This is awesome. So we are so lucky to have Esther with us today. So as you guys got to read in her bio, Esther's been in the education field for 3 decades or so,
Yes.
and lots of experience as a school psychologist, and lots of people today are playing caregiver at work and caregiver at home. And we thought it'd be nice to maybe get together and crowdsource some ideas of how we're dealing with that, and see if Esther can share some resources with us and that kind of thing. So we'll kind of go from there, and we'll have some fun together for an hour. And yeah, so Esther, I'm turning it over to you.
Thank you.
Sure.
Hi, everybody. Nice meeting everybody, this beautiful group of people. I am all the way from Connecticut. I see that you guys are kind of like close by, sort of, most of you. And yes, it's like Gina was saying, I do have quite a bit of experience working in the field of disabilities, students and adolescents and young adults with disabilities, as well as parents that are taking care of children with disabilities or people with disabilities at home. So I am very well aware of the challenges that brings and that poses, and the strengths that we need to bring forward to deal with that challenging population, and how strong and resilient the people that tend to work with those people are. They have a lot of gifts to give. So the very first thing that I would like to do is I would like to get you to connect over something really quick and simple. I'd like you to find a picture on your phone or something, an item in your workspace, something that is really, really meaningful to you. You know, just really quickly look around and find a picture or an item that is very meaningful to you. And you're going to go into groups of like 3 or 4, and you're going to do a very, very quick share in a minute or less, and you're going to tell these people why that item or that picture is meaningful to you, how you connect to that item or that picture. So is everybody ready? Did you find a picture or an item? This is supposed to be something kind of quick. Don't think too much about it. You don't have to get fancy. You just have to touch your heart.
This is the time we tell you to take out your phone. Usually we say, don't take out your phones on these kinds of things, right? So.
Well, we figure if someone is in a car or someone is somewhere where they don't have something that is too meaningful, a picture will be very meaningful. So if everyone is ready, then we're going to go quickly into groups of 3 or 4. I'm not really sure, Gina, how you set up those groups, the number of people. And quickly, you are going to share with each other, like we said, in a minute or less, why that item is meaningful to you, what it means to you, why it touches your heart, why it's close to you. Okay?
All right, I'm going to open the rooms. So teleport yourself right into the breakout room. Everybody knows that little blue button. And Esther, for some reason, it's moving you into a room. So when you get there, you can move yourself out.
Okay. Yeah. No problem. Okay. I don't get to play.
Nope. All right, here you go, guys.
Will anybody like to share that experience when and how, what your picture was or your item was, why it was meaningful to you, or something that touched you from the person that shared with you? Someone had anything super cool to show? Super meaningful?
Just 1 or 2 quick shares.
1 or 2 of you.
You can physically raise your hand because we can see you, or you can go to participants and there's a little blue raise hand if you want to use that.
Well, sure, I will.
Awesome. Thanks, Pam.
Pam.
So we all had, I thought, really meaningful shares. I shared my grandchildren, which is meaningful in any event, but especially meaningful because my son had a terrible addiction to drugs, which he got over, and 3 years ago met a girl, and they got pregnant, and now I have a grandbaby, which I didn't think I'd even have a son, much less a grandson. Anyway, and then the other 2 had a daughter graduating, this year, 2020, which is a tough thing, because it's they're missing out on all of the stuff that normally happens with that. And then the other lady works for Penn-Mar and is doing training about Alzheimer's, which she's able to do because she learned so much from her the person that she was working with in a group home who had Alzheimer's. So very cool.
Awesome. Thank you, Pam.
Thank you, Pam. Thank you for sharing that. That's very beautiful. And thank you for being
Thanks.
vulnerable and sharing personal experiences. That's always very touching. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Anybody else? Anybody else would like to share? One more person, maybe? Going around once. I'm trying to see every one of you.
Sure, I'm happy to share. Our group actually,
Thank you, Tina.
yeah, our group actually all shared our children, little snippets of either just life or life in quarantine with our kids.
Awesome.
How fun is that?
Cool.
Life in quarantine. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing. We appreciate that. So the reason why we're here today is, you know, we are trying to provide some support to you guys in a space for you to share and talk and connect with each other. And the topic that came to mind for us is resiliency. And resiliency is something that we all have to agree that right now we need very much. We are living in a time that we were not ready for, we were not prepared for. Everybody can basically agree that this has been a very challenging time, very difficult time, very different time, something that we had no manual with instructions on how we were going to handle or how we were going to proceed from here on in. So we're kind of just winging it and just, you know, just doing it day by day, and everybody's making it at different levels in different ways. So when we talk about what is it that drives us to like make it and to like come through during these difficult times, we think about resiliency. And resiliency, I like to always quote a Dr. Ginsburg. He talks about the 7 C's of resiliency. And the 7 C's of resilience is boiled down to things like control. People like to feel in control of what they do. So these are things that are like really important for people to do right now when they are looking at choices. Okay, I can do this way, or I can do this way. In times where there's difficulty and there is like this extreme uncertainty, we like to feel some level of control. So we need to tap into control. Competence. What are we good at? What can we do? What do we know that we can do this and we can succeed? Coping, finding ways to cope. And I think that everyone has a different way to cope with things. Some are healthier behaviors, some not so healthy, but we all try to find ways to cope and manage like all the feelings and all the anxiety that comes up around difficult times and different times. Confidence, having confidence in what you know how to do and feeling that you're succeeding at it. Connection, this space, finding other people who are dealing with similar things, people that can share with us, people that can empathize with us, people that can support us, that connection time. Character, what are the things in you that make you that excellent human, that excellent person that is caring for others, that is caring for your children, is caring for everybody else, is caring for yourself, you know, your character traits. And contribution. And in contribution, hands down, you guys got it. Because you're all in the field where you are giving, you are contributing, you are giving to other people, you're giving care to other people, you're giving care to people at home, you're giving care to people at work. So those are the 7 things that we focus on with resiliency. So in thinking about resiliency, I'd like you to think about 3 questions. I'm going to pose 3 questions to you. And I think that Gina is going to help me by sharing them on the screen. And I want you to look at these questions and ponder them for a little while. The first one is, what do you appreciate the most about yourself right now? What do you appreciate the most about yourself right now? What superpowers have risen to the surface during this difficult time? What are some of your superpowers? What are you really good at that has risen to the surface and is helping you right now? And what are you most proud of about yourself and how you are handling life at the moment? I'm sorry, I'll give Gina a second to catch up with my voice here. So what do you appreciate the most about yourself right now? What superpowers have risen to the surface? And what are you most proud about yourself and how you're handling life at the moment? Life in general, work, home, you, all aspects. And if you can, I would like you to grab a pen and I want you to reflect on this and jot down what comes to mind. When you look at these 3 questions, how would you answer those 3 questions? I want you to grab a pen, reflect on this, and jot down what comes to mind in answering these questions. Okay, so what we're going to do now is you are going to go again, but this time you're going to go into just pairs. You're just going to have one other person, and that you're going to share these 3 questions and the answers to these 3 questions. You're each going to have about 3 to 3.5 minutes to talk about this question, about these questions and the answers to these questions. Okay, the things that you are the most proud of about how you're handling life, what you appreciate the most about yourself right now, and your superpowers that have risen to the surface to handle adversity.
I like it.
Did you guys have a chance to finish the conversation, or?
I think we did. We were actually in a very similar position.
Oh, cool.
So we just work-wise, career-wise, and so it was just it's good to connect on that level. And Tasha and I have worked together, so it was nice to connect one-on-one. We've never actually spoken one-on-one.
No.
Actually, it's always been group meetings. So
Yeah. And it's funny because Tina and I both are kind of new to our roles. So we definitely
Exactly.
both came in a very,
interesting moment.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Hopefully you got to meet a couple of new people today so far.
Yes.
That's
We
good.
had someone that already knew each other. Anybody else
New
that
faces.
knew each other or share something special? Any common themes between 2 people? Share the same superpowers?
So I'm in New York and the person I spoke to is in Maryland. So it was interesting just talking about supports and services and the similarities and differences, but the challenges are probably similar across the board. So it was interesting talking about that.
Yeah. Thanks, Judith.
Who were you
I-
talking to, Judy?
Alyssa.
Okay,
There you go.
Alyssa, okay.
Alyssa's waving.
Hi, Alyssa.
Okay. All right.
Anybody else would like to share?
Rita.
Go ahead, Rita.
Yeah, I got a funny one. So the person I talked to, her superpower and what she's most proud of is that her teenage daughter just got her period, and she hasn't killed her yet during this quarantine.
I love it.
So she's
awesome.
very proud that she hasn't killed her.
I love it.
Okay. That's really good. Anyone else?
The things we're grateful for. That's awesome.
Can you guys just take 1 second and type in the chat box? Does anybody know how to do the chat box? Click on the chat and just type one feeling word that came up with this activity. One
Yeah.
word.
How are you guys feeling right now?
Mhm.
Just a feeling word. I think everybody should have the capability to chat. Yep. I see Vanessa,
Okay.
positive, calm,
Calm.
awesome, brave, collected.
Brave.
Nice, helping.
Helping.
Awesome.
Responsive. Very good. Motivated. Excellent.
Connected. Great.
Calm and
Thanks.
connected. Beautiful.
Adaptability, open-minded, calm, relief.
Relief. Good.
Good words, good words. Motivated. Great. Lots of great words. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Nice. Very good. Okay. So in talking about the purpose for this meeting and for this joint space was it's really for you to like walk out of here with those feelings, those sensations, and also with resources and things that you can use to feel empowered, to feel that you got this, to hear from other people. What are they doing? What is working? What's not working? How can we help each other? Because you're all kind of in this together. We're all in this together. So we have come up with an activity and a thought that came up to us, and like where we gather information from each other so we can feel stronger, we can feel supported, and we can feel like we got this. We have this person is doing this person is doing that. What's working, what's not working. So in the next activity, I want you to grab a pen again, and I'm going to give you just a couple of minutes, maybe about 30 seconds to a minute, okay? This one is quick. And because you're not gonna write sentences, you're just gonna jot down words that come to mind and ideas of things that you are doing that you feel that are working. What are you doing right now that is working? Everything that you're doing at work and at home that is working for you is going well.
Yeah, so just brainstorm really quick. Don't edit
Really
yourself.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is free writing. Nobody's gonna check it. I'm not gonna ask for a copy of the paper, don't worry. So just put that down of things that are, everything that's working, everything that's going well.
If there's anything in particular that you're doing with kids at home after you get home after a long day of work, something that's working.
Something you're doing for yourself that is working.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now look at that list and circle the 3 top choices. The 3 of them that you consider are the most important, the ones that you're doing the best, the ones that are working the best. Okay, we're gonna do one more activity. I promise, last one. We're not gonna keep on sending you in and out, but this is the last one. On this one, you are going to be in groups of 4 or 5. Most of you are gonna be in groups of 4. Maybe there might be a group of 5. You are going to share these ideas. You're gonna share your top 3 ideas, okay? Everyone will share, so everyone is going to have the time to share their ideas, especially those 3 most important. You have to decide one person that is going to take notes on this and is going to gather all the ideas, okay? And one person is going to do a report out. So you need to choose a note taker and a reporter.
Yep. So when you guys, you're going to share your top 3 to each other quickly, and then your group together will vote up whatever those top 3 shares are for your group collectively. And that can be based on themes. It could be just based on things that you think are outrageous or you love. You're like, oh, I got to try that. That's an awesome idea. Or just any other reason you feel like voting it up, then go for it. And that's what your reporter will share with the large
Because
group.
it's cool, because it feels good, because it sounds great.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Okay.
I have this picture too. I'll put this in the chat. So let me stop sharing here. If you click on it in the chat while you're in the small group, you can actually see it. At least I tried it and it worked. So hopefully you will be able to see it. Let me find my picture. And then I'll put you in groups.
You're going to be going into those groups of 4 or 5, and each of you take a minute to share your top 3 ideas. One person writes and select a reporter, okay? Because when we come back, then we're going to need one person to report for the group, okay? It could be 1, it could be 2. And for this activity, you're going to have about 12 minutes because there's 4 of you, so you each are going to have like 1 to 3 minutes, and you need to like put it all together. So, and then Gina, are you ready?
Yep, I'm going to open the rooms now, so we'll see you guys in a couple minutes. Oh,
yes,
Rita,
Rita has a question.
Yeah, Gina, I have to go, so don't
right.
put me in a group, okay?
Okay, don't worry. There's still 4 people or 3 people in your group. They'll be good.
Okay, all right, thank you, everybody. Nice to meet
Thank
you.
you,
I gotta get
Rita.
going.
Nice to meet you too.
Bye.
Bye. All right, you guys should be teleporting any second now. See you on the other side.
Who would like to start?
Yeah,
you got me?
We need to hear,
Okay.
Yep, you're good. So we want to know these
to hear the
resources,
report.
and I will type them in the chat box for everybody. So,
Okay. So who wants to report first? What group wants to go first?
you can just physically raise your hand if you want. We can see you. Oh, Vanessa.
Okay. Vanessa and then Tina. Okay. I can't hear Vanessa.
Let me see if I can unmute you, Vanessa.
I got her.
You do?
I can't.
Oh, there you go.
There
She
we
got herself, I think.
That was weird. I couldn't find my mouse.
Okay.
Okay.
So we came up with 3 of the main themes that we all had discussed were self-care, and we all had different methods of that. Mine, for example, is our campgrounds are still open, so my family is able to go camping, and that is a good self-care. Somebody else mentioned a walk,
Mm-hmm.
just enjoying nature. in enjoying the beautiful weather. Another theme is family time. And the third theme we came up with was focus. And that focus could be time management. That could be focusing on your happiness, focusing on your calmness. Those were just a few of our suggestions.
Okay. Fantastic. Thank you, Vanessa. Who were you in the group with?
I was in with, yes,
Lucia.
I have to look at their names.
Yeah.
Raise your hand and wave at Vanessa.
And
Kristen
okay.
and Sally.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks for going first,
Okay.
Vanessa.
And then Tina was going to go next, right?
I dumped it on Tasha, so I thought I'd take it back, Tasha.
Okay.
We were talking about our top three were active listening and communication, sort of like the difference between how we communicate at home as well as at work. That active listening, just, you know, I gave this example. For me, we have the time. And I feel like this is a great time to really listen in and tune in to the people that are surrounding you. So that's something that a lot of us talked about in the communication aspect. Self-care was the same one. That for us was anywhere from being active to taking time for ourselves and even like planning ahead and resting and things like that. And then the last one we all agreed upon was helping. We're sort of in this very helpless situation in many different ways, and just being able to reach out and help others and find, you know, different activities to help others. So those were our three.
Awesome.
Thank you, Tina.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. Thank you. Next group. D. Grossman. Diane?
Diana. So
Diana.
next time I'll
Okay.
fix that.
That's okay.
It just automatically did that. I went, whoop. I'm like, oh man, okay. Our group was really awesome. I think a lot of themes stood out. We all agreed that scheduling and maintaining that schedule was very helpful, especially if, you know, your kids are doing class over Zoom and then you yourself have to do Zoom meetings as well. So having a visual schedule posted does help with managing that, and also the flexibility. Some of us do work from home and are able to, you know, move things and shuffle things around in the schedule. That would be beneficial and productive in that way. One of our team members now no longer has to do a 2-hour drive to work, so that, you know, gives her a little bit more time to, you know, manage a full work day, or even having karate class, because she teaches a karate class through Zoom, which leads to the next theme of exercise, part of self-care. You know, some family members go to hikes and walks, and others use like online platforms. Like myself, I love doing Pilates, and now I can do like type of Pilates using YouTube and that, and I don't have to physically go to the gym, which is great, because, you know, you lose a little bit of motivation when you have to drive somewhere to go work out. So and I think the most important theme is just trying to remain calm. One of the members said taking a second breath before you jump into stuff, you know, just trying to center yourself before you get into your big schedule, before you get into, you know, assisting your children with school type activities, or in general, you know, just really trying to recenter, second breath, and that's what we talked about.
I love
Beautiful.
that second breath.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes, thank you. Next. I think that we have 2 more. Okay. Pam?
Yeah, so our group, you know, had a lot in common with what others have already said, but we seem to have, the themes seem to be self-care, family and friends, getting outside, and taking care of other people. And in terms of self-care, it was, well, I guess, getting outside is about self-care, certainly. Walking or finding some way to work out in some fashion each day. And then under family and friends, we talked about movie nights. One of the ladies had a really interesting thing. She's doing a movie. They watch a movie and then have like an online chat group about it, sort of like a book club, only it's movies. I thought that was really cool. And making a point of calling a friend, calling a friend or friends, on a regular basis to stay connected. And then, I guess lastly, doing for others. Making COVID boxes was something that I got into. Getting out the vote was another thing. Getting off of social media to try not to get, tied up with all of that drama and stay more sane. So yeah, really interesting, some great ideas.
Awesome.
Oh, and I
Thank you,
missed
Pam.
taking time under self-care. I missed taking time to pray and meditate or read each day before the craziness starts with Zoom meetings, etc. That was another really good one.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing. And we have one more share. One more person to report out. Lindsay? Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Hey, Lindsay.
Hi, Lindsay.
Hi. We talked about baking as therapeutic. I don't bake because I don't eat, because I'll eat it.
So I'm gonna guess Judith was in your group because Judith loves to bake. Right, Judith? Were you in her group? Yes, there you are. Okay.
We also talked about exercising and taking dogs for a walk. The one lady said her dog really is enjoying all the time that he's getting out. And the last thing was, I'm the one that has the daughter that's getting ready to have her friend. So I've been spending much time with her because she's an emotional basket case right now. So anything I can do to spend time with my daughter is what I'm doing on my not time at work.
Thanks, Lindsay.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing. Did we get everybody? Every group? I think so, right?
I think so. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. So you guys have all the answers. It seems like a theme that emerged as a group was like the self-care. So the self-care is really, really important. I was doing some reading over the weekend and I came across this article by Michael Phelps. I don't follow him or anything, but he was talking about, I guess he struggles with some mental health issues and stuff. And it was kind of like he was just debriefing about thinking about all the things that he needs to do during this time, okay? And how difficult this time has been and everything. And I just love this little quote that I'm going to read to you, and because it talks about resilience. So it says, I have to give myself more love and more compassion. I just don't know. I look at our boys, they fall down, they hit their head, they cry a bit, and 30 seconds later, they're back on their feet chasing their brothers and laughing. They've moved on, they're resilient. They live in the moment so well. That's what we all need to do. So that's what we all need to do. Just live in the moment so well. And you have the answers, you're doing it. I feel so honored to have shared this space with you. I truly, truly do. I think that Gina has a quick survey that is going to take about maybe 1 minute. Do you want to share that now, Gina? Or do you want to send it to them later? I know that we're coming on the time.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat. Oops, let me try and get it so I can put it in the chat. And then if you guys can, it's less than 2 minutes. That would be really helpful for us to know if we should do these, continue to do them. For some reason, it's not letting me copy this. Let me just try and here we go.
And of course, feeling words into the chat box are great. If you can just let us know how you felt during this space, during this time, about the people that you met, about what you got out of this time.
Yeah, if there's a highlight from today, something that you're taking away, you know, we just really wanted to provide you guys with this space to like have an hour to yourselves, you know, and just be able to connect with other people that are in the same boat, maybe, you know, share those resources. You know, it's nothing earth shattering, but I think it's really nice to bring people together, especially in a time when we're not able to do that so easily. So, and give Esther some love too. Write some nice things in the chat for Esther so she comes back and visits us
Thank
again.
you.
Share some
Thank
love.
you.
Yeah.
I am
for sure.
typing some resources that I have
Oh, thank you.
for you guys.
And then
you can read.
I'll do a follow-up email too to everybody. Oh, I want to do a screenshot. I should have done this before, but I'll do one now.
Oh, let me move my chat.
Everybody smile too. Yay.
Yes.
Just those few people are gonna miss out, but I'll try and grab us. Yay. Okay, at least I have that. All right, and then yeah, so I'll follow up with an email, and maybe Esther, you could send me that little thing that you just read by Michael Phelps. That was so nice. I'd love to keep that.
I will. I love that. When I was reading that, I was like, oh, that's so touching.
Yeah, that was really, really nice. All right, guys, and I'll put the code in the
Thank you so much.
in the survey code in the email too. So if you didn't get a chance to fill it out, that'd be super. All right, everybody have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Esther.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Nicely done. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Thank you.
Sending
Thanks
love
for
to
coming.
everybody.
Bye, Judith. It was good to see you. We'll talk soon. All right. Bye, everyone.